there, TRW crew, Matt Vassallo here with the rhinestoneworld.com. In this awesome tutorial video, I'm going to show you how you can start making money with your Silhouette Cameo 3 and vinyl car decals. Stick around to see how. So as many of you know, I started my entire business selling vinyl car decals. So I like the numbers, I will go through the numbers, see where I'm going to make the most money, and I always came across vinyl car decals as being the biggest margins, the biggest profits in the industry because they're so inexpensive for the material, so inexpensive and so quick to make, and you can do them with the Silhouette Cameo 3 just like this here. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to actually design the actual decals, how to cut them, how to weed them, how to application tape them, and then obviously they're ready for your customers. So many of you have seen vinyl car decals like this driving on the road every day. Great for advertising. We got some sports ones here. Here's a marching band one, but also very, very, very popular is websites. So think of any business that wants to promote their website or promote their business, a vinyl car decal on the back of the car is perfect. So many of you have seen a vinyl car decal like this one right here. A ton of you have seen car decals like this one right here. Check this out. So to create one of these decals, you're probably looking at about 2 minutes, okay? Pretty simple once you get the hang of it, especially when you're doing multiples, 10, 20, 50, 100 at a time, and you're doing fundraisers, okay? So this decal right here, my cost in my intermediate sign vinyl, or FTC sign vinyl that we have on our website at therhinestoneworld.com, if I buy that vinyl in a 12-inch by 150-foot roll, you're under $70 normally for a 150-foot roll. So I have about 9 cents worth of vinyl. I have about 2 cents worth of application tape, and I'm going to sell this decal right here for 10 bucks. Think of the margins in that. This decal right here, a little bit smaller, about 10 inches wide, about an inch, inch and a half tall. I have 7 cents in sign vinyl, still around 2 cents in application tape, so total of 9 cents in cost, and sell that for 10 bucks too. Alright, so your margins are absolutely ridiculous on both of these right here. Better margins than you're going to find in anything else that you do in this industry, whether you're making t-shirts or bags or embroidery or sublimation or direct-to-garment or screen printing. Vinyl decals are just crazy. It's how I started my entire business, and I recommend every single one of you with a Silhouette Cameo 3 to start making these decals right away. It doesn't have to necessarily be sports related like some of these that you'll see here. So you'll see some different sports decals here. What's really cool about watching this video is these sports decals that you see right here, the Silhouette Vectors. You can go to the link right below this video and get all 10 of these for 80% off right now, because I want you to be able to test them out for a very inexpensive price and show your customers, show them some different things you can do. Obviously the website, you just type that out in your Silhouette Designer Edition. So all of these, the link below, you can get all 10 of them for 80% off our price. Make those guys go away. Now we're ready to go ahead and start creating our decals. So I'm going to show you with those files I just showed you how to get the SVG file into your Designer Edition software. Once you have it in your Designer Edition software, I'm going to show you how to put the text on an arc across the top of it, very similar to this one right here that I showed you. And then we can just throw a little year or a custom number or position, and then whatever we want, baseball, custom name, custom number. Main thing we want to do is we want to customize them. That's going to up the value of them and allow us to sell these decals for 10 bucks each. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to turn on our Cameo here. So I'm just going to hit the on button. That's going to turn on our Cameo 3. Now what we need to do, we need to go ahead and load our material in. So I'm going to use my white FTC intermediate sign vinyl here, and we're going to go ahead and load this into the Cameo 3. So when loading into the Cameo, all I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out a little bit of it here. I have both of my pinch rollers good to go here. I'm going to lift up my pinch rollers here. Make sure everything's lined up nicely. Go ahead and lock that down, and then I'm going to hit the load button. That's going to pull some of my material through. Now what I always like to do is I like to have a little bit more material going through to make sure it's all the way to the blade here. So I'll just hit the bottom right arrows right there. That's going to allow me to move my material. So I'll hit down. That's going to feed my material up through a little bit. And the longer you hold it, the quicker it moves. So I got some of my material through there. I know I'm good to go. And now my material is all set up and ready to cut. What we're going to do now is we're going to head over to the software and go ahead and get this decal created. And then we'll send it to our Cameo 3 to go ahead and cut it and show you the entire process. Okay, so we're over here in the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition version 4 software, and I need to get our actual Silhouette file in for the decal we're going to be making. So I'm just going to hit File, Open, and I have that file in my Pictures folder here. So I'm just going to go to Decal Sample Pack, and these are the 10 that will actually come with your purchase at 80% off with the link underneath this YouTube video right here. And let's just say I wanted to do... we'll do the hockey one. So I'm going to double click on the hockey decal. That's going to pull my hockey vector file in here, my SVG version. So now we want to customize this. So to customize it, I'm just going to go to text here. And I'm going to use an impact font. So I'm just going to type in IMP in the top. And we're going to do Mustangs. So I'm just going to type out Mustangs here. And click off of it. And then for the bottom text, okay, I want to do another one. So I just hit Control C and Control V for copy paste. And we're going to do Jackson number 20. We're going to customize it like this. Actually, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do a position and we'll put hockey at the bottom. So we'll do we don't want to do a name on this one. We're just going to put hockey at the bottom. So I'm going to bring this out. And I'm going to get it out to about 5 inches right here. And then the Mustangs here, here's what we're going to do with this. I'm going to come over here to my tools and I'm going to grab my ellipse tool. I'm going to draw a circle around my hockey player right here. And let's go ahead and move that circle over a little bit. If we want to center it perfectly, we could click on the circle and the hockey player and just come over here and align them all perfectly. All right, so now that I have this circle around him, I'm going to shrink it down a little bit, and let's get him realigned again. And you're only going to have to do this the one time for your initial setup. Now the Mustangs, okay, I want that to round this circle or this ellipse right here. So I'm going to double click on it, and then I can grab this little area right here, the little arrows, and drag it over to that circle. Check that out. And that's going to arrange it perfectly onto that path. So this is like a text to path. So now that our text is perfectly on that path, we can center it right. If I want to, I can still make it a little bit smaller if I want, so I can still adjust it with my handles here. And I can see that text right there is about 5.7 inches wide. So we might want it a little bit smaller. If I wanted to just go a little bit wider, I can as well. So I can adjust any of that. And then if I want all of this to be centered, highlight it all and center it. And now you can see Mustangs hockey. So I want the Mustangs, the word Mustangs, to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to highlight Mustangs. And let's switch that to maybe 85 for my font size. And I can still rearrange that around a little bit. So if I want to grab my area right there with my arrows, and I can just easily move that. Okay, so now we have Mustangs, we have hockey, but what we also want is we want to do a custom number and a position on this one. And if you want it to look a lot nicer, you can still easily do this. So what I can do with this is I can actually click onto this, and if I come over to my text tool here, okay, I can also work with my spacing. So I just came over to the right-hand toolbar, I clicked on text, and see my character spacing? Maybe I want that spacing to be a little bit tighter. See how I tighten it up a little bit? Double click on it, rotate that around to center it again perfectly. So I like it better with the tighter spacing like that. Makes it look a little bit cleaner, looks a little bit nicer, and it allows us to enlarge Mustangs a little bit more. Now what I can do, text tool, he's number 20. So I'm going to add that 20 wherever I want. So I'm going to put the 20 on this side right here, and then I'm going to Control C and Control V again, and we're going to do a right wing. And we can throw that right in here. So those are centered nicely. Now all of these, I can change the colors to them. So I can click on each of these here, and if I want those to just show up a little bit nicer, I can come over to my tools. I can get rid of the red outline around it, and that's just going to make it look a lot nicer. Same thing with my Mustangs here. Let's come over here and get rid of my red outline on that. So now it's going to look more like the finished decal here. So however I want to arrange this, but now that I have this initial one created, I can go in on any future ones, save this file here, and just edit the text on it. So I can change that from Mustangs to Pirates or whatever I want. So now I still have that circle there, right? I need to break this text off of that path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click it, all right? And then what I can do when I right click that is I have the Mustangs there, right click and ungroup, and that's going to break that circle off. And we can now delete that circle because we don't want our vinyl cutter cutting that circle there. So now that we have all of this here perfect, I'm going to highlight my design. I can see this design is 5.7 by 5.4. So I'm going to actually shrink it down a little bit. I'm going to go 5 inches tall by 5.3 inches wide. And I can move it right up here into my top corner. Now if I wanted to make 2 of these, I could still easily make 2 of these as well. So I could just copy and paste and drag a second one, or I could group them in the actual software as well. So a couple different ways to make multiple copies, especially if you're doing a fundraising order. So now that I have all this ready to go, I'm going to highlight both of them. I'm going to come over here to my send features, okay? You can see everything's highlighted in red except for my hockey player, all right? So first thing I can do is I'm going to select my material type. So for my material type, I'm going to come over here to vinyl and glossy is what I like to do. You can see when we go down there, our speed is 5, our thickness is 10 on this. So I actually am going to put my thickness to about a 6, and I'm going to bump my speed up to a 9. We can even do a 10 in speed. I know it's going to cut pretty good. Come over to my action here, and my action, I'm going to click on cut right there, and now you can see my actual hockey player is going to cut as well because it has those red outlines around it. And then we're going to come over to send. I don't want to do a double pass. I'm just doing sign vinyl. I'm going to come over to send here. And once I'm ready to send this to the cutter, I'm just going to come over and click on start. So right now what it's doing is it's changing all of our blade settings to make sure to get all of our settings perfect for our cut here. So the cut is now started. Again, I've maximized the speed up to 10 because I know this is going to do a pretty clean cut on this, so we might as well have it cut as quick as possible. I'm just using my white intermediate sign vinyl. Let's go ahead and let these cut real quick, then we'll pull them off, we'll weed them, and we'll app tape them. Alright, so now that our job is completed, we're just going to hit the unload button. That's going to feed our material out for us. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim right across my cut right here. I can see the word hockey down there. Trim across there, and then let's go ahead and weed this material. Alright, so when weeding our intermediate sign vinyl, all I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the bottom right corner here and just pull across, and you can see how easily this weeds. So I'm just going to pull it directly across right here from right to left on the words, and look how easy that was. So I just made 2 decals right there. So now I just need to pick out my inside cavities on it. I got the inside of the A, inside of this R right here. I got the inside of the 20, inside area of his arm right there. I got the O. Same thing over here. I got an R inside of my A. My 20. Inside of his arm right there. And my O. And that's $20 worth of customized vinyl car decals right there. So now I'm going to grab my R-Tape application tape. I always like to just pull out the amount that I'm going to use there. I have it upside down off the start, and I can just trim across. With my tape, I just like to hold it like a U right here, drop it down right on top of it, and I can use anything to go over it. If I have a squeegee, you can see here, I'm just using the actual tape to go over it there. We can grab our pair of scissors here, trim around the decals. Trim right down the middle of it here. And we have two custom vinyl car decals. Okay, so now that we have our vinyl car decal completed with the Designer Edition and our Cameo 3, let's find out how much money we can make on this bad boy. So remember, we're selling these decals for 10 bucks each, right? We have 9 cents worth of intermediate sign vinyl involved. We have 2 cents worth of application tape involved for a total of 11 cents in cost. But that's not really all of our cost, right? We have labor costs. So let's take for an example that we have an employee that's creating these decals for us and we're paying them $10 an hour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull over my pricing breakdown here and I'm going to show you exactly how much money we can make with these things. Okay, so the first thing we see here is our design dimensions. 5.5 by 5.25-ish. Our FTC sign vinyl crystal white, we have 9 cents worth of intermediate sign vinyl, 2 cents in application tape, 11 cents in our total material cost. Now our production employee is getting paid $10 an hour. If we're creating just a single decal, just a bunch of onesies, and we have to get everything set up and ready to go, we're probably at about 8 minutes a decal. So we actually have $1.33 in employee wages for each one of those, plus our 11 cents, $1.44 in cost. We're going to sell that decal for $10. So total product being produced is just one. We're not going to give them a discount on this one because it's just one decal. And it's going to take us about 0.13 hours to complete this. So our total order price is $10. Total cost with production and labor is $1.44. We didn't charge them any order setup fee. Our total business profit per hour on this one is $65.82. And the business is going to make $8.56 on this single decal order. So those margins there were pretty good. But where we really make our money is the team orders and the fundraisers in the school. So let's pull in that pricing sheet and let's see the difference. Even though we're selling the decal for less, watch how much more money we make. So, exact same decal, exact same dimensions, exact same vinyl cost, exact same application cost. So, our total material cost is still 11 cents. Production employee, same employee making them at $10. Minutes to produce. Because we're creating them all at the same time, we can cut multiple decals at the same time. We're going to knock that 8-minute time down to about 2 minutes by doing a mass order of, let's say, 100 decals. So our employee wages just went down to 33 cents per decal. So now our material and labor cost is 44 cents. Retail price, $10. Because they're ordering 100 of them for this fundraiser, we're going to give them a 50% discount. At a 50% discount, that's going to put the decals at $5 each. We're selling them for half price. Total hours to complete, a little over 3 hours. The total order price is $500. Total cost with production and labor to create all 100 of them is $44.33. No setup and design fee, so our total business profit per hour is $136.84 per hour. And our total order profit, including materials and labor on the entire job, is $455.67. So you can see how crazy the margins are with vinyl car decals like this. So very easy to do with your Silhouette Cameo 3 with your intermediate sign vinyl, but then just doing some numbers, thinking about it. Most people won't think if I sell the decals for half the price, I can make more money. But you get into the schools and the organizations with these fundraisers, you do 100 of the time. It's going to decrease your production time because you're going to be creating so many in a row, and you're going to be able to cut multiples and app tape multiples and weed multiples. So it's going to cut that production time down, which is going to increase your profits even more. Either way, we're still looking at about 11-cent decal by buying 150 feet at a time of the intermediate sign vinyl. So whether I'm doing one, where I need to set up everything, or 100, where I have it all set up and I can just knock them all out, we still have the same amount of material costs, but now that's going to take down our labor costs and bring more profits to our business. So I hope you enjoyed this video on creating a vinyl car decal with your Silhouette Cameo 3 in the Silhouette Designer Edition software. It's a pretty simple process, but what's really great about the Cameo 3 is you can bring this small portable cutter to events with you. That's how I got my business going. I would bring a small portable cutter to the baseball fields and the football fields and gymnastics and cheerleading. I would make the decals right there on the spot, charge $10 each. Not only are you making a lot of money at the event, you're actually advertising for your business as well, which is even better. So vinyl car decals, if you have a vinyl cutter, you have to be doing these. I promise they are the largest margins you will make in anything you do in this business if you do it right. And you don't even have to sell them for a ton. And remember, website decals all day long. So hope you enjoyed. If you need to rewatch, see anything in this video, check it out again. Good luck making your vinyl car decals, and we'll see you guys soon. This is Matt with TheRhinestoneWorld.com. So if you enjoyed this video on how to make money with your Silhouette Cameo 3 and vinyl car decals, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. If you want the 10 Silhouette designs, one of them that I showed the hockey player in this video, click right here to get 80% off using this coupon code on the website right now to be able to test these out. And if you want to see some more playlists from our YouTube channel, click right here to see some awesome tutorial videos. Hope you have an amazing day, and we will see you guys soon.